and energy management expert with over 3 decades of experience across Indian and international manufacturing and he currently he currently heads the Sustenergy Foundation as its managing director. Sustenergy Foundation is recognized as a leading service provider in India, Maldives, Sri Lanka, and Nepal, delivering value-added solutions in electrical safety, reliability, and energy efficiency for industries and facilities. Jayakumar sir has been honored with the Kerala State Energy Conservation Commendation Certificate from the Energy Management Center, Kerala, in both 2008 and 2010 under the categories of Certified Engineer, Certified Energy Manager, and Research and Innovation. He also serves as the National President of the Society of Energy Engineers and Managers India, the country's largest association of certified energy managers and auditors. As the founder and architect of the SEEM National Awards, he has successfully overseen 10 editions of this prestigious recognition program. In addition, he contributes actively as a member of various national level committees promoting electrical safety and energy efficiency. I invite our distinguished resource person, Jayakumar Nair, to deliver his session and guide us with his expertise. Sir, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Afsana. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
First of all, congratulations to MBCCET Christian College for organizing such an event, which will be very much useful for the upcoming professionals in India. And we are in very much need for understanding the nuances of smart cities and EV ecosystems in the country. Thank you very much, Dr. Vinci, for inviting me to this particular session. I have very high regards about Dr. Vinci Jaws. She's a seasoned academician. She took a break from her academic career and worked with Sustenergy for about 6 months or more to understand the practical implications of electrical engineering and all. And she really worked well in conducting electrical safety audit and all before moving back to the academy. So I'm sure this program will be adding a lot of values to all the academicians attending this program. Especially the purpose in a lot of discussions are being happening across India for improving the educational curriculum of engineering fraternity, and the ACT also doing many programs of this nature in different parts of our country. So I'm really thankful to you all. I think maybe after a pretty big break, I'm conducting a session online. So I couldn't see your faces. I hope you all are watching me and listening to my audio without any hassle. Can I share my presentation?
Yes, sir.
Hope you can see my presentation now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the topic I was allowed to discuss here is about electrical safety, especially when we are moving ahead with smart cities and EV ecosystem across the globe, not only in India. Across the globe, a lot of developments are happening, and the entire world is moving towards smart cities, and the EV penetration is skyrocketing, and decarbonization is one of the major agenda every country is looking forward. Recently, we have concluded our COP30, the Conference of Parties, the 30th conference in Belém, in Brazil. And there also a lot of decisions are there how we need to go for fostering our decarbonization effort. And implementation and delivery would be the key of the Belém conference. So in this regard, this smart cities and EV ecosystem penetration in our country will be further improving. This is essential for improving or ensuring sustainable urban future. And while doing all these kind of activity, we need to ensure that the electrical safety also having paramount importance. And it is our responsibility to understand the nuances of electrical safety hurdles while moving ahead with smart cities and EV ecosystem. So I have prepared a small presentation with me. I'll be in a position to run through the presentations. And wherever you have any specific questions, you can ask me, or we can ask the questions at the end of the session, so that you can reserve your questions, and whatever questions you will be asking, I'll be in a position to answer to that particular thing. And let me hope my slide is changing. Can anybody, Asana?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is changing.
It is visible. Okay. So let us see the city. The development of cities across the globe is moving at a very faster pace. You all know Indian cities are also crowded. A lot of issues we are facing with the present level of city development. Those who are, I think all the we have participants from different parts of our country, where we have issues with mobility, especially on urban mobility. We are facing a lot of issues. If you are in cities like Delhi or Mumbai or even in Bangalore, traffic is one of the biggest headache everybody will be facing, and you cannot, the commuting from office to your academy will be a big challenge most of the time. So in this area, we need to think of how we need to add smartness in our city development. So wherever we add more a term called smart, then it will become more proactive, and we will be in a position to add more luxury to it. Whether it is a smart city, smart home, or whatever way we can add smartness to this particular event. And the definition of smart city means wherever you are adding a lot of ICT devices, data analytics, IoT for your efficient services, especially focusing more on sustainability and quality of life. This is the definition what is given by the UN Habitat for smart city. And while doing this smart city, we need to have a clear focus on developing a smart infrastructure. The smart infrastructure is very much essential for our country, and we already have, the government of India is having a lot of plans for adding smart infrastructure, which will be further developing our smart economy. And smart city is a basic requirement in most of the cities where we have a crowded urban economy. And smart mobility is one of the major challenges what our country is facing. The core pillars, you can call it as of the smart city, includes this smart mobility, energy requirements of the cities, and in the buildings management. Then where we will be having lots of high-rise building, how we'll be managing it, and its governance, economy, and the urban living itself is one of the biggest challenges. So the key technological thing we need to focus now, many technological things we are adding, especially the sensor-based technological advancement is happening in every parts of our life, not only in engineering field, in every area wherever we will be in a position to add many sensors to predict or proactively understand the situation of any particular thing. And a lot of AI integration. Artificial intelligence is adding a lot of value to the smart city project. And now beyond 5G, when we are moving, then we will be having very faster data transfer is very much essential. And at the same time, we need to go for big data analysis, and that too at the real-time monitoring of big data for a faster decision making. So smart cities are very much essential for our economy. So while going with the smart cities, lot of changes will be there in our perspective, in our thinking process, or whatever way we will be proceeding with or changing our conventional or traditional ways to smarter ways. And especially in case of energy, this is one of the primary requirement of every city, especially when we are thinking of smarter grids or focusing more on decarbonization, changing from our existing level of fossil fuels. And we should be very much proud about the developmental activities happening across the country, where we have added more than 50% of renewable energy. We have added from non-fossil fuels. So that happened during the last June. And now we are enjoying more than 50% smarter energy what is we are getting from solar, wind, or all other kind of energy sources. And comparing with this, when we are moving towards a smarter way of city development, we should think of smart grids instead of conventional manual grids. Conventional manual grids, we are aware there will be a lot of losses in the system, and it is accounted to the tune of 20 to 30%, wherein the smart grid losses can be 10% or 15% or even lower than that. So there will be a lot of modifications are required in energy generation, energy transmission, and utilization of energy. And another aspect of the smart city, I told you about the mobility, especially when our city is developing at a faster pace. Traffic congestion is one of the biggest challenges. And most of the, whether it is not only in the tier 1 or tier 2 cities are facing this traffic congestion, and it will be stealing our average 30% of the time from every Indians. So we are having a lot many developments are happening with AI traffic management, with priority on electric vehicles. So AI will be adding more values to the traffic management system, and many pilot projects are happening in different parts of our country. At the same time, safety, whenever we are adding too many things, we should always think of safety, not only the electrical safety, or in all the angles, the safety must be of paramount importance when we are thinking of development. And the reactive response, that is one of the biggest challenges, especially when we have traffic congestion and all. You might have experienced at many places the ambulance may not be moving at a faster pace, so many patients will be affected due to the traffic congestion. And most of the time in the present city level, our reactive response will be for the fire department or the police to reach the situation. It is more than 15 minutes. So while going ahead with the smarter cities, with the predictive sensors, AI integration, and the prioritizing of EV and all other things, our objective is to reach to a level of less than 5 minutes this safety response. And of course, the urban waste is one of the biggest challenge that every country, not only the issue of India. India is facing a very big challenge because of our high level of population. And the manual collection, mostly the waste management is a manual process. Even though a lot of mechanization we have been in a position to implement over a past 1 or 2 decades, but still the manual collection and its efficiency is always or mostly less than 50% of. So in such area, IoT is one of the game changer, where we could improve the waste collection percentage or waste management percentage to 95% efficiency or more. So these are the data what I have taken from Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. And India urban loss is coming to the tune of 1.5 lakhs crore per year, especially due to this congestion and all. So you can think of why essential or how essential is smart cities in our country, and how we will be in a position to contribute more towards the smart city level. And globally also, this smart city concept is there for the past 1 decade or more. And as per the IMD College will be very famous across the globe. And IMD Smart City Index is one of the premium index we follow across the globe. Singapore stands the top with the smart nation concept. They have 100% 5G and a lot of rooftop solar, and they are further adding many to their solar integration or decarbonization efforts with that one. And in case of Amsterdam, they are focusing more on IoT-based waterways, open source planning. Taipei is focusing on AI traffic and IoT air quality. In Delhi, we could really understand the present level of air quality issues in Delhi. So when I was in Delhi last week, it's really tough for us to move out, and the climate also has come to the level of around 1-digit temperature in Delhi. And in the same condition, when I'm back to Cochin, in Cochin also the air quality is one of the biggest threat in the past 2 days. So across India, we are facing a lot of air quality problems. This kind of IoT solutions are very much essential for our country to grow. And the smarter cities, definitely it is an essential for everyone. And Seoul also, it is a lot of robotic delivery is there, or free Wi-Fi. And these are the way that across the globe, smart cities are growing. And internationally, if you go about smart cities, more than 10,000 rooftops of solar panels are there, or smart street lights being focused in Singapore. Autonomous buses, EV charging, and EV charging is one of the biggest challenge in our country when we are starting or moving ahead with electric vehicles. So the charging facilities availability in our country is limited at present, and we are moving at a very faster pace. And in case of Singapore, they have even 80% parking slots having EV charging facility. And I'm talking about a country as a whole. So you can imagine how big is their developmental activities, especially on electric vehicles and mobility front. And for the safety also, they have artificial intelligence-based CCTV mechanism where they have brought down the crime rate 20%. So there's a huge difference in the crime rate when we are going up with the AI integrated cameras and all. Predictive maintenance is one of the major area where we should focus, and for improving the reliability of the system what we are providing. EV integration, of course, electric vehicles are very much essential, and individually or in India, we have two-wheeler, three-wheeler, or even four-wheelers are there. But the public fleet, electric buses or up to that level, reaching up to a level of 60% is still a dream for our country. So in different area, in different countries, the smart cities projects are moving on at a very faster pace. Where in Amsterdam, they are moving more on the water management side with the IoT, and 90% of IoT sensors they have provided. And in Amsterdam, another thing is district heating system. In India, heating may not be a requirement for us. Mostly we are looking for cooling. And for energy also, the district cooling or district heating mechanism is also very much essential. And renewable energy, smarter lighting, and all the area, people across the globe, the development activities are happening. And in Taipei, the best thing what they have done is the government model. They go to public, private, and people partnership. So it will be adding more value to the changes at a very faster pace with the similar kind of development on 5G, IoT, AI, air quality improvement. So if you see all the area, the developmental activities are happening, and in our country also, in India also, we have launched Smart Cities mission during 2015 with a focus to develop 100 cities with an investment of around 2 lakh crore investment. And by 2025, we can see around 78 cities projects are operational, and around 90% of the projects we have completed. And that is why we will be in a position to go faster forward in many of our areas. And in India, we are focusing more on the selected cities like Indore, always a clean city, you know. There also we are trying for the traffic process. And Surat is a diamond hub where smart ports, one of the requirement. Bhopal, the lake rejuvenation we have planned and partially being implemented with an investment of around 100 crore. Pune, it is famous for cycle pathways, bike sharing. So many area this is being done. And in Ahmedabad also, by investing 364 crores, they went for the smart metering. So in all the area across India, we are having a lot of development. Amenities in India, smart cities. So if we focus, how much could be the urban housing or the rail hub development, and the specific tracks or paths for cycling, public bike sharing platforms. So all these kind of things may be coming to our own cities also in the upcoming time, because it's already on the trial basis, but it is moving at a very faster pace in cities like Indore, Bhopal, where a country like India, where we have such a very big population, we need to do all the angles, not only on energy, we need to think of our lake rejuvenation, our traffic congestion management, and at the same time, we need to understand how our ecosystem will be focusing more on the climatic condition. Coming to the electric vehicle condition, the EV ecosystem, and in case of electrical vehicles, mostly we have two-wheeler, three-wheeler, or four-wheeler penetration in our country is really improving. We have successfully launched two policies in India, the FAME 2 with an investment of around 10,000 crores and PME Drive with an investment of around 10,900 crores. And India is expecting around 30% of our EV sales by 2030. So it's a huge penetration of electric vehicles is about to happen in our country. And if you see the sales level of 2025, you can clearly understand from the sort of around 2.5 lakhs e-vehicles were in the four-wheel sector and around 1.5 lakhs in the three-wheel sector, and 3,000 e-buses also was happening in the past around 9 months duration. So this numbers is further increasing, so which requires lots of focus more on the EV ecosystem. And if you see the EV population in states also in India, different states are having different level of developmental strategy, different level of energy penetration, different level of energy intensity. So if you see the EV population in our country from the past data what I have shared, that is around January to September 2025 sales. If you see the four-wheel sector, the maximum sales happen in the Maharashtra. So Maharashtra is having such a population. If you see among this Maharashtra, that's 16.6%. The premium vehicles level EV population, premium vehicles like Mercedes-Benz or Audi, they are also selling more in the cities like Maharashtra and to a certain extent in Karnataka. And even in Kerala, 10% EV penetration we could see, whereas the national penetration is around 4.36%. And three-wheeler, definitely it requires a lot of government support to move ahead. UP, Uttar Pradesh is moving ahead with around 30.8% sales was in UP. A lot of government support, government subsidies are there. Assam is having around 14.6%. And if you see the penetration across the country is coming to the level of around 30.5%. And e-buses, as Delhi is having a lot of climatic issue, a lot of issues with the air quality, the Delhi government is pushing more on e-buses. That is why the penetration is still more in Delhi with around 34.8%. And likewise, everywhere this EV infrastructure is increasing. And for when our EV infrastructure increases, definitely we need to have a clear understanding about the EV charging mechanism. So EV charging mechanism, a lot of studies are happening in different states. In Kerala, also one of the study has conducted by International Copper Association, along with the Society of Energy Engineers and Managers, to understand the EV penetration and the EV charging infrastructure availability in different districts of Kerala. So if you see a statewide penetration, many places the EV charging stations are now available. But if you see a person who will be traveling from here to Bangalore or a long distance travel, and the sufficient number of EV charging infrastructure is available or not, it's a big question mark. So in different cities and especially in highways, all the major national highways, we need to have a clear EV charging ecosystem. EV charging infrastructure is very much essential, similar to whatever it is available with our petrol pumps or what is available in throughout our country. So the public stations in Delhi is maximized. We have more than 2 lakhs public stations are there, and lot many with IoT smart chargers are available. Many are doing with solar integration. And the government plan is to push for 1 lakh stations by 2027. So a lot of infrastructure plans, direct or indirect kind of funding is coming to the EV infrastructure development. Many places, the private stakeholders, especially if you take IT parks or the major hotel chains, they are all investing on EV charging facility. To a certain extent, it is for their clients alone. But if you see the government infrastructure like in Kerala, the Kerala State Electricity Board, TNEB is doing in Tamil Nadu, in different states, from the government mechanism also that the public EV charging stations are being distributed, and we are getting a lot of funding from various agencies, which include ESS, ESL, many area the government push is there for EV charging infrastructure. So I was talking about the smart cities and EV synergy. This is very much essential when we are moving with smart cities. Electric vehicles are very much essential. And while we are going for EV charging mechanism like Surat and Pune, the smart parking arrangements also there. A lot of IoT systems are coming in for adding the charging mechanism and load balancing. So these all are the things very much essential for our country. So as a preface, I would like to tell you that smart cities are very much essential. EV ecosystems are very much essential. So while doing all the things, we must have a clear idea about the electrical safety in our country, how electrical distribution systems are there. And India is a country which has developed organically over the past few decades, with lots of integration on power system development. Our major energy is coming still from thermal power plant, before adding many things into the solar or into the wind energy. So while doing all these kind of things, our distribution network, if you talk about the transmission and distribution network in our country, comparing with other developing infrastructure, our transmission infrastructure was very poor. For the past 15 to 20 years, the central government was investing a lot of money for improving our transmission network to a reliable transmission infrastructure. And if you think about the distribution system, the distribution mechanism in urban India seems to be very good. Where some of the major states we have private public partnership, it is there. So many cities like Mumbai, there are different type of service providers are available. So wherever it is being owned by the government, wherever we have limited manpower, or where our obligation to the general public is more, the accident rate seems to be very high. So from the available data, the electrical accidents per year, it is coming to the tune of around 10,841 human death per year, and it is increasing at a pace of 4.5% CAGR. And this statistics is from 2015-20, but unfortunately, I strongly believe this data may not be correct, because it may be, the actual data may be multifold of this particular thing. And from the available data, 85% of the issues are happening in 11 states. There also Karnataka and Maharashtra seems to be in the highest number of them. But as we do not have a reliable data, I cannot believe in the number what is mentioned in 11 states. So it may be a report due to the highest reporting strategy. Some of the states where I am presenting this from the state of Kerala. Kerala with a very high level of literacy, reporting rates for all these kind of issues may be at the higher level. So unless and until we have a clear statistical data, we cannot count on the issue statewide. But the experience in different parts of our country, I would like to say that the Indian cities are much more safer comparing with rural India, where the distribution network seems to be in a better place. But if you are moving towards rural India, the rural Indian electrical distribution is not at a comparatively better place with urban India. And in 2020 also, the 2020 data means it's 5 years back, Central Electricity Authority has published a data reporting around 15,258 deaths during the year of 2020. And that was mostly from electrical shock hazards and electrical fire hazards. So this data also not a believable one. I strongly feel that this number will be more than 50,000 or more in India. if you take the actual numbers, and most of the things are not being recorded effectively. So why electrical safety is having such a big challenge in our country? This is a very big area to discuss. At the government level, a lot of discussions are happening. So I am also a part of various committees and subcommittees formed by Central Electricity Authority at national level. And we were having a lot of discussions how we will be in a position to strengthen electrical safety condition of our country. And at the same time, we need to focus more on development, as it is very much essential for our country as smart cities, EV infrastructure, and all kind of developmental activities are very much essential for our country in the present scenario. So the challenges what the Indian industry is facing, especially on the electrical safety, is infrastructure wise, mostly with the distribution network. Earlier, transmission and distribution network condition was poor. And for transmission network improvement, the government was spending a lot of money. They were spending a lot of, giving a lot of money to each state governments to strengthen their transmission network. And while discussing about the distribution network, the ATC losses, aggregate transmission and commercial losses. Earlier, we used to call it as T&D losses in our country, the transmission and distribution losses. So now we cannot call it as T&D. It is not only related to transmission and distribution. It is related to total aggregate and transmission and commercial losses, we would say. It's a technical loss only. So in some area, theft is one of the things that also we will be accounting in the name of losses. Still, it is coming to the tone of around 20 to 30% in our country. That is not actual losses, but if you account in that way, whatever is missing, we need to account it as losses. That is why this is being accounted as under AT and C losses. If you are moving ahead with a smart grid and all of the things, this can be brought down to less than 5% in many states. And overloaded transformers as one of our concern. And this overloaded transformers also creating a lot of issues with our system. Many places we are adding lot many loads related to electronic loads, especially with the EV infrastructure or whatever nowadays, whatever we are adding, it is related to non-linear loads. And it can be loading the transformer at a faster pace than the conventional type of thing. So that failure of transformer is also one of the biggest challenge. And in case of urban ecosystem, this is more about the land, real estate, and all other things. And 50% of accidents are due to encroachment or poor wiring conditions. And wherever we are having issues with low voltage, in some area of rural India, we are facing severe voltage issues. And definitely EV is having one of the major impact in the EV ecosystem. Anybody can buy an electrical vehicle and you can plug it within your home. But in India, you can very well understand that nobody is there to verify your home electrification. Only the union, you have only obligation with the government that you need to pay for what you have used. So in such area, when you are adding an electrical car or electrical scooter with your existing home wiring, how it will be impacting your system, whether the protective devices will be sufficient enough to protect your family from electrical shock or electrical fire. And when we are adding too much EV, how it will be affecting the total distribution network, the transformer loading. So all these things are a big challenge in India, which is affecting our safety. So while going for the smart cities, there will be a lot of safety risk, especially on high load, and there will be IoT, EV, lot many things are happening. And the EV charges are also, we cannot say it is a foolproof mechanism at present available for EV charges, EV vehicles, battery, and every area there are lot many issues. And one of the biggest challenge is another issue is with the cyber security issues related to smart grid hacks. So Ukraine has faced a similar kind of issue during 2015. When we are going for smarter thing, we should always think of the cybersecurity issues attached with the smartness. So wherever in India, if I remember, maybe during 2019 or 20, the government of India was having a discussion to go for indigenous systems to replace all the existing software what is being used by the IoT systems. If you know, the entire India is having a lot of IoT devices. There's lot of smart devices are being deployed across our country, and around 80% or more are manufactured in China. And it is easy for adding a bug or any other kind of thing to track our usage or track our movement. So that is why cybersecurity is a big threat. Even if something happens with the power system, the entire Indian power system also can be hacked by many. So in such area, cybersecurity is one of the biggest challenge while going for smart cities, where you'll be using a lot of IoT devices, a lot of controls with digital controls with ICT devices. All those things we should address while dealing with smart city. And EV, definitely EV also having a lot of impact with the safety, where the load itself will be surging to a different level once people are adding many electrical vehicles to the system. Yeah, you may be knowing in India we have two-part tariff for industries and facilities. So there will be tariff for kWh consumption as well as for the demand. So if you see, there will be TOD billing will be there, time of day billing will be there in India. So if it is in the case of Kerala, for a facility or an industry, it is not applicable for homes at present, but that also being planned. So if it is a hotel, hospital, or IT park, or even any kind of industry, if whatever you are consuming from morning 6 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock, you need to pay X amount. And that is your normal time. And if you consume the same kind of energy during evening 6 o'clock to night 10 o'clock, that is called your peak hours, you need to pay additional 50% more. And when you consume energy after 10 o'clock till morning 6 o'clock, you need to pay 25% lesser than your normal charges. So this is the way most of the states are operating. There are differences in some states. And the states like Maharashtra and all, they have two peak, morning peak and evening peak. Evening is 6 to 10, evening 6 to 9 is their peak. And the morning also, it is around 7 to 9 or 6 to 9 in different area. So in Kerala condition also, but the scenario is changing. Because of the EV penetration, people are buying a lot of e-vehicles, and people used to put this e-vehicle for charging during night hours. So night up to 12 o'clock, the peak hour is extending up to night to 12 o'clock. So that is why a lot of discussions are happening with the regulatory commission and all, whether we wanted to change or we want to shift the peak hour timing from 6 to 10 to whether from 6 to 12 or something like that. So this is one of the issue with a load surge what is happening with the e-vehicle, and another issue with the charging fire. Electrical fire hazards are more because of EV charging. Lot of hazards happened in different parts of the country, and most of the fires are happening in urban India, and it is related to charging circuit issues. Lot of charger manufacturers are available in India. Lot of chargers are being imported. So different countries will be having different standard. At present, we do not have such a solid or robust standard or that kind of maturity in e-vehicle standards or EV charging ecosystem. So 20% rise reported in Maharashtra during the year 2025, especially in the area of charger faults. And e-vehicle fires also increasing year after year, and around 15% year on year in apartments, that is also reported. So while going ahead with the smart city and EV, we should have a clear idea about safety mechanism and how we will be in a position to address those issues. And definitely this smart cities, EV should go hand in hand. And these all are the risk amplifiers. You need to go for EV charging mechanism where you will be having IoT mechanism, IoT systems are there, and whatever things, if it fails, how we will be in a position to affect our system, or how we can further use the use of AI, ICT, or IoT devices to cut the faults, to sense the issues well in advance when we are going for a condition-based diagnosis. Condition-based diagnosis means we need to clearly understand the condition of each and every system. For example, we are using a pump, and the pump will be having two bearings, So the pump bearing, how we need to, or when we wanted to replace the bearing of a pump. So normally we will be having 2-3 type of maintenance management in the system, in home or in public systems. Whenever it fails, we will be going for a replacement. We will replace the bearing of the pump and reuse it. And in organizations or industries or facilities where the maintenance team is available, they will be going for predictive maintenance or a scheduled maintenance. And they will be in a position to check the condition of the bearing. If any of the pump bearing fails, they will be in a position to replace the pump bearing and again use it. And some of the organization or especially the manufacturing industries and all, they will be having scheduled maintenance, in which they have 5 pumps. One of the pump bearing got failed after 4 or 5 years of usage. So then they will be getting a clear idea when we wanted to replace the pump bearings. So they may be replacing all the pump bearings in the 5th year or 4th year itself to avoid any kind of failure. So instead of that, if you are going for a condition-based maintenance, condition-based maintenance means we need to have a clear idea to predict the condition of each and every bearing. And once we clearly understand what is the wear rate of the particular bearing, the vibration level of the particular bearing, we will be in a position to understand the condition of the bearing and take an effective step. So industries where they have implemented this condition-based maintenance, they could reduce their cost of maintenance management to the tune of 40 to 60%. It's an alarmingly high level of saving potential is there, and for which we require a lot of condition diagnostics tools are required. And now we have a lot of IoT devices, a lot of ICT or predictive AI tools are available. Once we are going for this condition diagnosis tools, systems are available, whatever it is with the IoT devices and with the AI integration, the smart cities and EV ecosystems can be made much more safer. We can clearly predict the condition of our infrastructure before it goes to an alarming level. Anyway, you know very much about the fire alarm systems, what is how it is being used in facilities. Similarly, we can predict various kind of things, whether it is any water leakage, floods, or lightning, or any kind of heating issues in the system, or any kind of power failures are there. So all those things we can clearly understand with the proper alarms, IoT systems and all. And we can predict all the things with the use of artificial intelligence and improve the situation. Hello? Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are.
Can I continue?
Yes.
Yes, sir, please, sir.
Okay. So this is very much essential when we are going ahead with the smart cities movement and smart ecosystems, especially with the EV penetration. And improving safety is very much essential. And now in Indian cities, we have did a lot of developmental activities in Indian cities, with especially in the street lights. We made a lot of development, and that too with the government funding on LED and smart meters. Retrofit program we have done in all major Indian cities with a savings of minimum 20% savings. And many cities we have achieved more than 20% saving with the smarter controls and smart monitoring of lux level and all other things. And audits like thermography. Thermography is a system which is being used in India since 2000 or 2005. And across the globe, this is one of the major tools which is being used for identifying anomalies in your electrical system. Not only for the electrical system, it can be used for a diverse application for building leakage analysis, cooling effectiveness analysis, HVAC monitoring. And in a very, wherever the temperature can give you a clear indication, you will be in a position to use thermography. And Central Electricity Authority CEA has given clear guidelines for conducting thermographic audit in the system, and a lot of training is taking place in a different area. Government is also providing a lot of training to the electricians. Certification programs are happening, and you know very well, we have a lot of electrical engineers, supervisors, technicians available in the country, but most of the electrical jobs are being carried out by not qualified technicians. So it is not an avoidable thing in the country at present. So that is why the government is having a lot of continuous educational program where such people will be giving through training program for improving their technical skills. And those who are from Northern India will be knowing the meaning of jugaad. Many places people will be using a lot of jugads in the electrical system, which is one of the reasons for the major fire hazards in the country. So improving safety is one of the basic requirement, which will be not only in, that use of IoT or ICT devices, not only improve the safety, but also reduce our energy losses. And this is one of the biggest challenge in our country, where due to overloaded grids, our AT&C losses seems to be on the higher side comparing with any other global system. So we need a developmental plan across the country with the support of central as well as the state governments to improve the ecosystem of our grids. It is not only on the transmission or distribution network, and the entire area we wanted to go ahead with improved mechanism. And while going for smart cities, we need to have clear safety enhancement plans with the microgrids, which includes solar plus battery energy storage system. Plus, now bus is getting popularized, and Indore has already installed 150 megawatt battery storage system. Clear use of AI monitoring systems to predict the faults, which is in a very well, we can use it up to the level of 95% or more accuracy. The usage of cables, wires, switchgears, and all other systems with in a safe and reliable manner. So this is applicable for EV ecosystem also, where we have BIS standards are available for EV chargers, the arc protection mechanism, EV charging kits are there, the wiring condition of the vehicles, the charger mechanism, infrastructure development. In all the area, we need to have clear standards to do, and we should, while doing this one, we should have a clear inspection protocol, which is one of the missing thing in our country. When we are going ahead with this kind of high or faster growth plan, we need to have a clear electrical inspection protocol, which is being followed in critical sectors. Say, for example, in hospitals, electrical safety audits are part of their routine, but only 10% of the Indian hospitals are following this kind of proactive mechanism. You may be knowing about NABH, National Accreditation Body for Hospitals. In NABH, they have a clear idea. I'm also part of a couple of committees related to hospitals, where we have clearly given instructions how we need to do an electrical safety audit in a hospital, because the Indian healthcare ecosystem, we have more than 140 crore population. We do not have that kind of sufficient hospitals in our country. And the available healthcare infrastructure, we need to use it in an effective manner. And then only we will be in a position to cater the needs of our growing economy. So for the hospitals with NABH accreditation or JCE accreditation, they are supposed to do the electrical safety audit at least once in a year, and with a detailed inspection plan. So similarly, while going ahead with the smart cities and smart EV ecosystems, we need to have a clear inspection protocol on a day-to-day basis. Weekly inspection or monthly checklist should be there. At the same time, we need to engage people or experts from outside for periodic inspection or the load bank test, transfer, ATS transfer. A lot of tests are there, which is to be done during DG, UPS, and all other things. So while doing all these kind of things, we will be in a position to clearly understand what could be the vulnerability of our system, especially when we are going for smarter cities. We should have a clear idea about what kind of testing we are supposed to do. There are different type of testings like partial discharge testing, cable, very low frequency cable testing will be there. And along with that one of the major threat will be there with the IoT or microgrids, and we should have a clear idea about cyber audits. The cyber audits will be done by experts with experience in the microgrids or IoT grids, and this is one of the progressing area. The conventional cyber experts or the power system experts may not be in a position to do the vulnerability of these kind of systems. So wherever we are deploying the smarter system, we should be in a position to do that kind of testing. And when doing with the IoT or EV system, harmonics and power quality issues are at a rising stage. Definitely it will be going further, and we should have a clear idea about how to mitigate the impacts of harmonics and power quality in the smart system, or which is in the associated systems. Wherever you have smart cities, in the associated systems also, the power quality issues can arise, and we should have a clear idea about how we will be in a position to go ahead with the thing. I know it will be quite boring when you are listening to an audio like this without having an interaction. We can have some sort of interaction once I move to the final level. So I'll be closing my presentation with 1 or 2 slides so that we will be in a position to discuss it further. So I'll be briefing about what is electrical safety and what will be the impact of electrical safety audit. Then we will be in a position to go for an interactive session where you can ask your questions at all. So electrical safety is of paramount importance in smart cities and EV ecosystem. When we are growing at a very faster pace, electrical safety is very much essential. Not only in smart cities, the electrical safety is very much essential even in your home. In your home, you may be using small gadgets like lights will be there, fans will be there, air conditioners will be there, your refrigerator, your dishwasher, or a number of portable appliances you may be using it. So what could be the condition of your electrical infrastructure when you are adding an EV with your existing wiring? So will it be sufficient enough? Your existing wiring or wire size is sufficient enough to cater the requirement of your EV charging? Because for EV charging, people wanted to charge the electrical vehicle at a very faster pace. And everywhere, the present generation wants everything at a very fast level. We don't want to wait for anyone. So in such a condition, when we are moving at or when we are using such an energy for a very long time, so this can impact in your electrical wiring. You may be having MCB, RCCB, and different kind of protection available. So how we will be knowing whether the protective systems will be working in case of any problem? So that is why we need to have an electrical safety audit of our power system with a lot of detailed testing. So why I'll be talking about your home means it is the smart city means it can be a bigger home. So there we need to have technology like thermography, wherein you can use thermal imaging camera and you can scan the entire electrical wiring. Any kind of hotspots are available, any chances of fire is there. All the things can be identified by a professional thermographer with a good quality thermal imaging device. And we can take corrective measures. Mostly the corrective measures are very cheap. You don't want to spend more money for corrective measures and using thermography. It can be a minor loose connection or a crimping issue and all other things. And in the similar way, you need to do that lot of testing you need to conduct in your electrical system, especially related to your earthing, where you will be connecting your earth electrode to the ground. What could be the earth for low impedance of your system? In case of any problem, whether your protective devices will work within the stipulated time or not, or you have electrical protection from the shock or electrocution. If any current which is more than 30 milliamps passes through a human body, it can lead to fatality. So in your home, when you are using electricity, lot many accidents are happening in different parts of our country. It is really shocking to read the newspaper. Every day you could read a lot of issues related to electrical shock hazards. One of my very close family, I know in that family, husband, wife, and 2 kids. In fact, he was having 2 daughters. One was in 7th standard and another was in 9th standard. the housewife used to iron the clothes of the husband on a daily basis. The husband used to wear cotton or the khadi kind of shirts. So in their house, they were having two iron boxes. One is the present, what is available, the lightweight iron box, and another one is an old iron box, which is very heavy in nature, which is easy for ironing or for removing wrinkles and all. It is much more easy. That is why the housewife used to use that old iron box for pressing the clothes of her husband. And this housewife, everybody in that house knows very well that the old iron box is having electrical shock. If anybody touches the body of the iron box, they'll be getting electrical shock. So she used to wear a rubber chappal, carefully use the handle of the iron box and only use it for her husband's shirt ironing. She used to wear a sari and having a chain, a golden chain, a long chain she used to have with her Mangalya Sutra or Tali, we used to call him that. One day he got in touch with the iron box and she lost her life. So can you imagine a family's fate when a husband, wife, and two kids, two daughters of 7th standard and 9th standard is there, losing their mom due to electrical shock. So such tragedies are happening in different parts of our country. And the only device which can protect human beings from electrical shock is called RCCB, popularly called as ELCB, this residual current circuit breakers. So these kind of circuit breakers are available. This is not fit and forget device. So once you provide this, we need to do a periodic inspection of this one, whether it is working fine or not. And this is very much essential for all the smart cities. In case of any problem with any of the area, the branch circuit will be protected by printing the RCCB. Or in your, similar to your home, it should be applicable for all the critical area where human beings are involved. And at the same time, while using the MCB or different protective devices, earth for low impedance is a primary criteria. We need to ensure that the law earth for low impedance is there to protect or to trip your protective devices within the stipulated time frame. So in this way, we have a set of testing parameters are available as per the National Electrical Code 2023, which was released during 2023 June in India. And the Central Electricity Authority also given a lot of guidelines on this particular thing. So this is our essential requirement while moving ahead with smart cities, while moving ahead with EV infrastructure, and we should be in a position to add more value to this particular ecosystem by strengthening the system with electrically safe parameters, and manual intervention is very much required. And at the same time, we need to go for predictive tools like IoT and the smart devices for strengthening the safety ecosystem. So this, my intention was to share with you about the smart cities and its complexities related to this one. In smart cities, there are a lot of issues can happen, which is related to harmonics, power quality. It can in turn affect the electrical safety of the smart cities as well as our country. And in a country like India, where more than 10,000s of deaths are being reported, by 2030, we wanted to reduce at least 50% of that one. It's still 5,000 is a very big number in a country like India. And we need to implement standards. We need to clearly, strictly enforce the guidelines of National Electrical Code and whatever IS standard, especially IS 732 for electrical installation. And periodically, we need to do the electrical safety audits of our country and all. So with this, I'll be stopping my presentation, and I will be in a position to leave it to you for any kind of discussions. So whatever queries you have, you can ask one by one, or the coordinator can collect the questions and whatever way you wanted to proceed. Over to you.
Sir, there is a question. Most EVs are charged during night time at homes, which causes a peak use of electricity even at night time. How can we reduce this usage?
Actually, it's a. I think the question has come from Dr. Aruna. The thing is, it's a very big question. Across India, it's a similar issue is happening. In Kerala also, the peak has changed. Earlier, the peak was between 6 to 9. Now, the peak also got shifted between 11 to 12, or sometimes even exceeding after 12 o'clock. So, government also cannot have a clear guidelines or in this regard. Anyway, we have a lot of EV population. We should use it, and we should getting a control for this will be a very difficult task. And reducing the usage or staggering the consumption, staggering the load also will be a very challenging thing in our country. Not only in Kerala, I think the similar issue is there across India. In most of the Indian cities, people have a habit of charging the EVs during night. Even we will be putting our mobile phones for charging during night before we sleep. So I don't know how we will be in a position to come with a control over this. But anyway, we need to face this one. When we are going for the EV infrastructure, these kind of issues can happen. And we need to have a clear understanding about the peak usage. And there is a lot of the studies are being happening, especially with the bus. The battery energy storage system studies are also happening to restrict the peak usage. But so far, still it is in the beginning, and we couldn't comment anything on that front. I cannot give a clear answer to this, Dr. Aruna, this particular. Okay. How can India reduce HT and C losses and reach global loss percentage? It's a very good question in this particular thing. See, comparing with other smaller countries, our biggest challenge is our size and our population. So in this area, the biggest issue with our country was our distribution network. We have a very vast distribution network. The major losses are happening in the distribution network. Earlier, in the past 10-15 years back, if you ask the same question, I would say it would be a combination of both the transmission and distribution network. Now, our transmission network is more or less rigid. We have invested a lot of money for transmission system enhancement, and the transmission system losses are minimized. But still, the distribution ecosystem, it is with mostly with the state level. And when it is with the state level, a lot of political issues are also behind this decision making. Wherein in Kerala, in cities like or in states like Kerala, you may not be experiencing that one. If you are moving to different parts of our country, the politician will be asking for open lines through different colony, and there not even a single consumer will be there. But in the evening, they will be putting two connections to the grid, and they will be using it without any metering. So these kind of issues are happening in different parts of our country. That is also